This is Brandon. I gotta think of a better intro, man. I'm starting to get kind of old. Anyways, in this video, I want to talk about a sports injury known as Patellar Tendonitis, also known as jumper's knee. Now, this was an injury that literally haunted me for years. I don't have it anymore, praise the Lord, but I had it for a good 4 or 5 years. I remember, I had it when I played high school basketball, and then I remember when I was like 18, 19, I had it real bad. I remember I used to find like ghetto ways to fix things. So I would get like this wrap, this bandage, and I would like tie it tight around right above my patellar tendon, right, to kind of push it up. Then I put a brace on over it so it wouldn't like get like messed up when I would play sports, and my knee would feel good. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can do it. But when I took it off and I bent, it just felt like a screwdriver was being stabbed right in my patellar tendon. And that's, your patellar tendon is right below your kneecap. It's that tendon that connects, I believe, that connects your shin and your kneecap. And what tendonitis essentially is, and before I get into all this, I am not a doctor. I'm just giving you personal advice and things that work for me. All right, so that's just my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. All right, you should definitely see your doctor. All right, I'm just trying to give some tips that work for me. Anyways, in a nutshell, what happens with tendonitis is, and you can have tendonitis in multiple places. I mean, you can have it in your elbow, get tennis elbow. You can get in your Achilles tendonitis. You can get a bunch of places. I think your biceps too. I never had that, but essentially what happens is, okay, let's just use basketball. When you're playing basketball, you're running, jumping, landing, especially landing, jumping and landing. Your tendon is absorbing a lot. Your patellar tendon is absorbing a lot of contact, or a lot of the contact, right? And what happens is a whole bunch of little micro tears are happening, and well, that's fine because your body it repairs itself. However, you start getting tendonitis when you're doing damage faster than your body can repair it. And so what happens is you keep getting more damage and you're not recovering, and damage keeps building and building and building. And then by the time you start feeling pain, here's the thing: when you start feeling pain, the damage has already been done. All right, you're already need to take a couple weeks off at that point. All right, it's a very nagging injury. You'll feel sharp pain under your kneecap usually, or a dull pain like when you wake up in the morning. When it's more so acute, you'll feel pain until you warm up, then it'll go away, and then you'll kind of get it after. I believe that's the order of it. Don't crucify me if I'm wrong. But it can be a very serious injury if left untreated. A lot of people be like, I'm just going to tough it out, go through it. That's one of the dumbest things you can do. And as athletes, I'm sure we've all have done that before. If anyone who's had jumper's knee before, I'm sure we've all had that same mindset. It'll go away eventually. And sometimes it does, but a lot of times it doesn't, and it just keeps getting worse until we can't play anymore and we have to rest. And by then you're looking at 3 months, 3 months of rehab, physical therapy. Tendonitis is no fun. So what can you do for tendonitis? Okay, if you more so, let's just start with the more acute stages. So let's just say you just started noticing pain in your Achilles. All right, you're just like, oh man, I'm starting to feel something. What I would do is I would just take a week off, or I would take about 4 days off actually. Ice every 5 hours, stretch your quads, stretch your hamstrings out, and I would do very minimal activity. All right, some people take a week off. With me, it seems like the longer I rested, my tendonitis seemed to get worse, because the one thing about tendons is they don't get the blood flow, the blood supply that they need to really recover fast, and that's why it's such a slow injury, or such a slow recovery time for those injuries. So if you're in acute stage, take like 4 days off, ice every 5-6 hours. You know, if you feel necessary, take some anti-inflammatories. Try to take natural if you can. If not, I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm not going to promote taking ibuprofen due to the health, issues behind it. Even though I personally do take it sometimes. But try to find some natural anti-inflammatories if you can. Stretch and then kind of test it out. And a lot of times, if it's just acute, it'll go away, and it should be fine. It just might be an overuse. You did it too much, and you need some. You just need a break a little bit. That's your body telling you, yo, you need a break. Now, if you've had Achilles tendon, or not Achilles, if you had patellar tendonitis for a while, let's just say about a month or longer, this is where things kind of get a little bit more serious. All right, because now you're starting to do some damage. All right, so what I would do is I would take 5 days off and do absolutely nothing. All right, I would ice every 5 hours, take anti-inflammatories, stretch, and I would foam roll. I would particularly foam roll your IT bands, which is the side of your leg. So right here, boom. Your quads, boom. Right here, boom. And your calves. All right. And you'll probably notice that you probably got some knots. You'll feel it all through particularly in your IT bands. You'll probably feel some knots. You know, foam roll for about 15 to 20 minutes every day and try to get those knots out. Okay. Another thing you can do is get a lacrosse ball or some hard ball, all right, and kind of massage out your feet, all right, because your feet also might be very tight from all of it. And you kind of stand on the ball and kind of just like balance yourself, kind of stand on it, and it's gonna hurt. Odds are it's gonna hurt a lot. Foam rolling is gonna hurt a lot. However, what you're doing is you're releasing a lot of the tension. Okay. So after that, obviously kind of see where you're at, kind of see where you're at. And at that point, you're probably still going to be in pain. After about 5 days, what I would do is I would do a technique called, friction massage or cross friction massage. And what you're essentially doing is I'm driving. All right, let's just say this is your patella tendon, okay? What you're going to do is you're gonna press down on it, both fingers. So kind of like, dang it, what, man? Both fingers, and you're gonna go. Hold on. All right. You're gonna go back and forth on it, okay? My bad, y'all. I need a bigger memory card, man. I'm running out of room. Anyways, what I was saying is do your cross friction massage. You'll go back and forth on it, and you're gonna feel pain. You're gonna keep doing it until the pain starts to go away a little bit, and then until it's gone. And then you're gonna dig deeper into it. You're gonna feel the pain once again. Go back and forth till the pain's gone. Then deeper into it, and keep doing until you're going as deep as you can, and the pain's gone. Now, if it's too painful to do it, go light. If it's still too painful, you're not ready for it, don't do it. And then after the cross friction massage, I would ice again. But you can do this when you're like at work or wherever, whatever you're doing. Just do it like probably 3 times a day. And then after about the 5 days, you can start doing some strength. You want to strengthen up your quadricep. Well, you want to stretch every day for sure, because you obviously probably have tight muscles. But then you want to start strengthening your muscles. And before we strengthen muscles, I want to say one more thing. Check to see if you have flat feet, because if you have flat feet, you might need some insoles that might fix the issue in itself. Because when you're dealing with tendonitis, a lot of times the biomechanical change. So something that's wrong with your foot can affect your knee, can affect your neck. The way the body works, then you compensate and so on and so forth. So check to see if you have flat feet. One way you can do that is you can just step in some water or whatever barefoot, and then step down on the pavement and kind of see like if your whole foot is flat. I mean, that's a simple way to do it. Or kind of look and see if the arches in your feet kind of look fallen. And if they do, try to find some inserts that you can put in, some hard inserts. None of that soft stuff, man. You want those hard inserts. But anyways, what you'll also want to do after you do all that is you want to start strengthening your quadricep muscles. All right. There's different ways. There's different exercises that you can do that. And I'm going to actually show you that in the next clip, but you'll want to I'll show you at the end of the video. But you want to strengthen your quadricep muscles, strengthen your glute muscles, and you want to make sure that your hips are loose, so do a bunch of hip stretching. And as the pain starts to get better, you can add something called eccentric squats, which scientific literature has shown, for whatever reason, they're not really sure why, but the eccentric lengthening of the muscle. Concentric is boom, is this part. The eccentric is the lengthening of the muscle, and it's also a form of training that I use, which can hit different muscles. But that's a whole other story. Eccentric squats is also proven effective on strengthening the tendon for whatever reason. It's not really known why it works. But I'm going to show you all that in some clips right after this. And this is what you want to keep doing. Obviously, see a physical therapist, but obviously if you can't see a therapist for whatever reason, you know, try these exercises, try this advice, see if it works out for you. One more thing, if you absolutely, if you need to return to play for whatever reason, let's say in the middle of the season, you could try investing in what's known as a patella strap, which is like this little strap that you put right above your knee. It takes the tension right off your patella tendon. However, you don't want to get used to that, because then that weakens your patella tendon over time, because your patella tendon is meant to absorb contact. It's not just meant to, not be used. But if you're in the middle of the season, you have to finish out the season or whatever, and you just don't have much of a choice, that's one option that you can use. Anyways, I'm about to show you the exercises right now. Hopefully this was helpful. If this was helpful, please leave a thumbs up. Share this video on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, because there's a lot of useful information. A lot of stuff that I learned through trial and error. Remember, I had tendonitis for 5-6 years on and off, and I haven't had it for like two years now. I haven't had patella tendonitis for 2 years. So, yeah, please like, share. If you're not subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. If you got any questions about patellar tendonitis or any sports injury, if I'm familiar with it, I'll try to cover it, try to help you all out. Just remember, I am not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not liable. All right? I'm just trying to help you all out. Peace. So I'm going to show you some of the exercises that you can do for the patellar tendonitis. Let me just set this up right here. Alright, hopefully y'all can see me. Well, yeah, you can. I can see it. Okay, one of the first exercises you can do, I remember they had me doing this in therapy, is you're gonna bend. Let's just say I have tendonitis in this leg, okay, in this knee. All right, I'm gonna bend it slightly. All right, get my balance, and I'm gonna reach out with my heel. Boom, as far as I can. Boom. You should feel working right here. If you feel pain in your patella tendon, don't bend as much or don't go as far, and you're just tapping. You're not setting your foot down. You're just tapping. So boom, 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 boom. Do about 10 to 15. Then after that, immediately same thing, bend. Then you're going to go to the side, boom. Except with your toe, you're going to tap with your toe, boom, boom, boom. Then behind, boom, 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 boom. I haven't done this in a while. You're going to feel it in your quad, probably a little bit in your hip. And that's a good exercise to strengthen your quads and whatnot. Also, do about 3 sets of 15, about 3 times a day. And then, probably every week add around 5 to 10 reps. Once you start getting a little stronger, you can add in this exercise right here. I'm going to gonna go outside for a minute, find a step. Okay, where can I set this down? Okay, I think right here might be alright. Alright. Okay, perfect. So here, get something for your balance. If you can do it without balance, perfect. Same thing, you're gonna bend and have your heel touch the ground and go straight up. Just using all this. You're not pushing off with this. It's all your leg strength from your injured knee, excuse me. So down, boom, boom, boom. If it starts getting too easy, what you can do is try to find, be creative, okay? I'm outside right now. You can do this at home. You don't need a gym. See, a little bit more space, okay? So, I'm gonna try. Go down, boom, and just do it that way. I ain't got balance for that. All right. That's another exercise you can do 3 sets of 10 with that. One more. This one's a little bit more advanced. I don't quite have the seat to do it because it's not low enough, but get on a bench or whatever, sit down, and just, oh, did I stop it? No, good. And just this is once probably a little stronger. Just sit up, boom, and then sit down, go down slow, and go back up. All right, that's also a very good exercise, not only for rehab or prehab, but just for overall leg strength. I'm actually going to do another video on that. But you can do 3 sets of 10 for that as well. Make sure on the eccentric you're going down slow to help further build that muscle and whatnot. So those are some exercises that you can do. You can do them at home, do them at the gym, wherever you need to. Maybe you can do it at work, at least the little touches and whatnot. So those are some exercises that you can do for patellar tendonitis. Hopefully that was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this video, because I'm sure you probably know somebody that's dealing with this, or they might be like, oh, I have a pain under my kneecap or whatever, and they don't even know they got tendonitis, because a lot of people don't even really know what it is. So hopefully that was helpful. This is Brandon, trying to help you all out. Please like, subscribe, share this, and yeah, get better. Quick, before I forget, I'm actually adding this at the end of the video. When you're doing your exercises, and I didn't quite review the film yet, but make sure that when you're doing all the leg stuff that your knee is straight, that it's not caving in or to the side, that it's right there, right in the middle, okay? Not here. You're not getting up like that. You're not going like that. It's just directly in the middle, all right? So if I didn't do that in the example, I don't feel like doing the whole video again, so I'm not going to do that. But just make sure your knee is straight. Not here, not here, here. Okay? Boom. Middle. Not here, not here, here. I want to put emphasis on that. All right. Now we're done.